quick. And here we go. Okay, that looks about good. Let me get the proper lighting and shit on this. There we go. Alright. We are good. I don't think horizontal orientation is gonna work, so I apologize for anybody who is watching on a TV or something like that. I think most people do use phone, but still. So, what I'm going to be working on today is basically creating concepts for an idea I have for whatever. And part of that is going to be me creating like these monsters. I'll try my best to explain my ideas as I go along, and I hope it'll come out nicely. So, let's see what I could do. Sorry, my pencil is like not at all sharpened correctly, it's uneven, and I need to go fix that, so I need to plug in my sharpener. I'll be back. Shit. Oh my god. There we go. Now, it's slightly better. I'm just gonna deal with it for right now. So the first thing I want to do is create monsters that look like they could be or like resemble fire, earth, and air. So I already have created the water one a while ago now, but what I haven't done is, make these three. So that's what I'm going to be doing today. And I will also be designing some other monsters for just a concept of, like, basic enemy type things. So, I'm going to start out just sketching some random lines, and then basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to make something out of it. Now, I don't know where this is going to go, but considering I want it to have to do with fire, I'm going to have to do something that's obviously makes it look fire related. So, the first thing I'm going to do is finish up this sketch, or I guess rather the second thing I'm going to do. So, I don't know. Right now I'm just trying to add some lines, maybe get some things on here that make it look like fire. Give it like a nose or something. That's an oddly human nose. I don't think I'm gonna keep that. Right now I'm just trying to make some shapes. Basically thumbnail sketching, so I could get a slight idea of something that I maybe want. But as of right now, I'm not really getting something I quite want. Oh, and hello everybody to on chat. I was not expecting so many people to join all at once. So let me see. Is chat working? Yes, it is. So, something that we have here is this weird little rat-looking thing. I don't know how much I like this, so I'm going to try to lock in a little bit. It's not going great right now, but it will eventually. So, I mean, that's the good thing with thumbnail sketches is it's literally just a sketch. You could change it, you could make another version. And I honestly haven't designed monsters in a while, so I am perchance a bit rusty, but we're gonna see what we could do. So for anybody who just showed up, we are working on a monster that can relate to the element of fire. And so far, I'm just working on the thumbnail sketch. So right now I'm giving it like some horns or something. Because I feel like, that kind of like could relate to like maybe like something like the devil and hell has a lot of fire. I don't know. Like I'm just throwing things out here. And maybe I could give it like a mane of fire. Like this. Looks kind of like clouds right now, but I'm gonna fix it up a little bit later. So, this is what we got going right now. We have like a mane and we have hair and horns. I'm gonna give him like a bit more of an interesting face shape. And what I want to do is start defining stuff. That way I could get a better idea of what I want to do. So I think I am going to try and make this like a bit more like burly, almost like a bit more strong looking. Because this is just my thumbnail sketch right now. So I am going to try and like make it a little bit more muscular. Because I feel like something we associate with like fire, like it has like the ability to burn, so kind of like strength. I don't know, maybe that's just me, but that's what I'm going to try to go for. So maybe something I could do is give it like a more human-like torso. That way I can like make it like its shape more what we know to be strong. So this is just what I'm doing right now. I definitely should have used a lighter pencil, but I cannot find one right now, so this is just what we're going to be going with. And I have already designed water. Let me see if I could find the sketch I did for that. It should be right here. So I made it kind of like a Leviathan looking monster. I feel like I could do better though. It has like frills, like maybe like a sea lion or whatever. And it has like almost like webbed hands. So it looks a bit more like a sea creature. But for right now, I do not know what I'm doing with this. So, I'm gonna call this sketch, even though we can barely see what it is right now, I'm going to call it about done for right now. So, then this way, I have something to work off of. Just a little bit. It's not perfect, but I could make something a bit cooler now, thanks to it. Because now I have ideas for what I want to do. So I could give it like, a more interesting head shape. Make the horns more interesting. So have something a bit more like this. Here we have the head shape. The mane of fire. And that makes it look a bit better. We have more of an idea of what we want to do right now. So maybe I give him like some fangs. Within my idea for the story though, it would be a girl. So I don't know why I'm calling it a boy, but I guess I'm just in the mindset of just designing a monster right now. So this is what it kind of looks like. So maybe for like a nose, I could like do something like this. Maybe his nose is like right here, like the nostrils right here, but we see like the bridge or whatever, like right here. He looks kind of like a bull right now. Maybe I give him like some ears. I definitely should have made this design a lot smaller, but that is okay. Because I have other chances. I could use all these pages if I really need to. So it's definitely looking a bit more like boar-like than I want it to. Or like cow-like, so I'm going to try to do stuff that could help fix that. Make it less animal-esque and maybe give it like a more like human nose. Have like some shading right here. And there we go, that's not bad. Let me see if chat is working, because YouTube is the worst with that kind of stuff, but for right now, it's looking good. It's actually not being horrible. I like pray that freaking YouTube doesn't copyright this video for some reason, because last one also got copyright. I did send a complaint in saying it's basically bullshit, but going to ignore that for right now, and I'm gonna focus on designing this. So something I want is it would have elements from this other character I have designed, and I think fixing that would help it be a lot more almost. I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, but I will figure it out eventually. So, right now, I'm just gonna go with some random stuff. Maybe I can make its head like smaller, so then that way it gives off the mane like a bigger appearance. Something else I could do that helped me is try to imagine it like as like 3D shapes with like different surfaces and everything. So maybe like this could be like its upper jaw. This is its lower jaw. And I could make its mouth like that. And then redraw the fangs like that. And I think that honestly looks a bit better. I'm going to make the head smaller again. Have the horns stick out a bit more. And I'm gonna give a little like tuft of like fire type thing right here. Don't know what I'm going with there, but we'll figure something out. So here's the nose. And the one thing I always will stink at when it comes to monster designs is the eyes. Because the eyes will dictate, I feel like, how human it looks like. Like, that's a big part of it, I feel like. So if its eyes look too human, it could look kind of strange when that's not the vibe like I'm going for. So a lot of it comes down to the shading of the eyes, I feel like. And I feel like something to help that out is making the eyes like black aside from like a shine in it. Like just like a little piece. Has like a bit of reflection in it. And then I feel like that helps a lot for it to look like less human. So this is what we got so far. So far we have just designed the head properly, really. And I wouldn't even call this properly. It's probably not even going to be the finished design either. So, I'm going to just keep at it. And I hope to figure something out eventually. So maybe it has like a broader chest like this. Here's like the rib cage. And then something we could do for the arms is make it kind of like trying to think of what I should go for here. Maybe it's like kind of like has like, well, this is more I feel like typical of like a rock type element, or not a rock, an earth type element. Maybe it has like a bit of like rocky substance right here for its arms, and it's like it kind of like floats or whatever, and in between it that holds all like the rocks together is magma, or I guess in this case it would be lava, and that can kind of hold everything together, and it pulls it together to make it all fire related. So mainly it just has like these two like little things right here, which work as like an arm type, and then it has like big hands like this. So I do want to make this finger a bit more fat. It's not very bulky enough, I guess. So assuming this is like the thumb, I'll have the cylinder for the first knuckle like right here, and then I could kind of just design how I want. So since it's not human, it doesn't need to follow like all that kind of rules or whatever that like we have for anatomy. So maybe it has like sharp, like, or not sharp, but like big knuckles and round, like they're not quite like how like humans are. So, and with that I can make like the thumb a bit bigger. And then maybe it only has like 4 fingers instead of like 5. And to like really distinct it from water, it's gonna have like no webbed hands whatsoever. It's gonna be like very like cut almost. If that makes any sense. So now it kind of has something like this as like a hand, and then so like maybe its body is composed of a lot of like floating things or whatever, kind of cool stuff like that. So here, I'm gonna get rid of that. That way it looks more like the hand is going over here. So like maybe it has not much of like an abdomen, really, or not an abdomen, like just like a torso, really. Like it has the chest and then it kind of fades into the torso a little bit, but it's not, it doesn't really have like hips or anything like that. So so we got something like this now. So now its legs are like right here or something. I'm just making it so the legs are a bit more visible. And then its feet are like surprisingly like tiny or something. Like it has like needle type legs, like this. And like keep in mind this is just like a concept, so everything can change if I really want it to. I'm going to flip the disc for my music, and then I will be back. Yes. Okay. Okay. All right, we are back. I apologize if my camera quality is like horrible for some unknown reason. You feel like that always happens. There we go, that's a little bit better. So yeah, now we have something like this. Pretend his hands like that because I'm lazy. And you know what? We could even go back to working on this sketch. Maybe we could find like some like middle ground. Maybe its hair shoots back all the way like this. It's fire hair. Maybe it doesn't really have a nose. It's just kind of like a little like slit. Maybe it has like multiple like fangs. And maybe like it has like its legs kind of go like this. And then like this is like its foot, which is definitely kind of hard to see, but that's okay. So the creative process certainly is, it could be like a tedious thing, but honestly, it really just involves drawing lines, to be completely honest. If you could draw lines, you can make something. Maybe this hand's like right here. There we go. And maybe I could have like a this pencil does not sharpen evenly, goodness gracious. maybe something I could do is kind of like mix this together. So something that I like about this one is the hair it has right here. I think it kind of looks cool. So I could like do something like this. Have its like horns kind of look like hair a little bit, or look like its hair, which all looks like fire. Um, so now we have something like this. Maybe I could even like switch something up a little bit. I could give it like a smaller chest. Like maybe it just has like floating hands and that's about it. There we go. So I'm gonna give you guys a bit of a lore drop here. So basically, there's in the world I am creating that I have dubbed infected. There's these. They're honestly less of. They're like kind of more just like world building type things because the main story does not quite revolve around it. It revolves around, or it doesn't even revolve around. One character has a connection to the Fire One and has the ability to transform into the monster, but it's not like it's hard to explain, but basically she's more of the she like can use fire. It's more like a spirit. Can use her body as like a host. So she could turn into the monster whenever she wants and can that's how she's gonna help the team. And as long as the spirits could kind of live on in whatever way, then that's going to help get rid of the infection. So maybe the horns are more like this. Um, I am going to try to get rid of like this more human head, so I'm gonna make it like this. And that way, like, kind of matches with like this one I have too, which is much better designed than this one. But I was kind of in a good place, like when it came to designing monsters then, because I was like watching all the videos on how to design them or whatever. But it doesn't really matter. So that's okay. I also had a lighter pencil. I have no clue where my light pencil went. That's like, specifically made for drawing, but that doesn't matter. So, maybe it looks more like this. Like, I think this is pretty cool. And now for, like, the legs, I could have something like this or whatever. And I could have, like, this is like the, maybe I don't know what I want to do with the legs, honestly, for this design. And honestly, a lot about designing monsters is just having fun with it. Maybe the arms are like ridiculously like big or something like that. And it could kind of look like got poofy sleeves, maybe. Or maybe something that could do with the lore is that the monster looks different depending on who it like whatever the spirit decides to like whatever person the spirit's body decides to practically go in. So since the character that's I wouldn't use the word possessed but has this power from the spirit is a princess, so maybe like the poofy sleeves work while also making it look kind of strong at the same time, like muscular almost. So we could have like this. And then I can have like I'm gonna have like the I don't know what this part of the arm's called. I honestly don't know anatomy. I just look at the shapes of stuff and I'm like, I guess that's how to draw it. So that's where I'm at, basically. I would like to get better at it, but I'm not quite there yet. I'm gonna put this one a bit more out there. Trying to get rid of the stuff on my pencil, the wood that's like making it not sharp and even. So then it has like the hands like right here. Maybe this one only has like 3 fingers. And now maybe I'm like just trying to take like designs from like the original basis character, the human that has like this fire power or whatever. Like she has like this like earring, like circle earring or whatever. So maybe I could put like a circle right here and it shows like magma in her shoulders or something. So it's pretty nice because with monster design you could kind of just do whatever the frick you want. There's no rules really. There's certain tips and tricks that'll help with monster design, but there's no rules on how to actually design the monsters themselves. And I think that's honestly the nice part about just art in general. You just can kind of do whatever you want with it without having to like face like these like rules really. You could just be creative as much as you want. Everything really comes down to what you want to do. And maybe because she has like a cape, there's like this like drape of like fire behind her. And for like the legs, because, you know, I drew this so far down. Something I could do. Did the lighting turn off on this? I don't know why it's not allowing flashlight, but oh well. So maybe it just like looks like this. And I think I like this design, so maybe to give it some variant from these ones, it has just like cylinder legs, basically, like just straight up like this. But they're like really big compared to like the rest of the body. So it's just like these are the legs, and then like this is like the torso in comparison. And like the feet could just be like little circles. And I think that looks pretty good for the fire one, actually. Like, we got some nice ideas down. We have our starting idea, then we have something like that's more expanded upon, and then we have this. And it looks nice. I mean, it's a very messy sketch, but that's okay. I can clean it up a little bit right now. This is firearm. Not like a gun, like a thing, like a legit firearm. Arm that's on fire. I get rid of this. Then we have this. And this is like, it's like a very small wrist. There's only like 3 fingers, so it's like this. Like, there we go. I think this gives it like an interesting look. So, now onto like the fire hair, make it more have like distinguished shapes. Or just, you know, better line art rather, make it less sketch. Less of a sketch, I should say. And these are like the horns. And you know, maybe to mimic like the tiara she has or whatever, she has like a tall one, like right here. So that's cool. Me just complimenting my own art. I'm like awarding myself. There we go. It's still a bit like messy, but I think that looks kind of cool, honestly. And I could do a much more better cleanup, like later give it like all the finishing touches it needs or whatever. So I could do a lot of cool stuff. Like here's like cracks for like where you see like magma and stuff like flowing. And then I'm gonna give this one like an extra one just to make it different from this arm. So, there we have that. So, this is the design I want to go with. Oh, here, I forgot the cape. It'll be much more easy to distinguish if I actually added decent shading, but, it's just a sketch, so I'm not really focused on that right now. I got an overall design I like, and I'm happy with that. So, like a little bit more like of a lore drop or whatever. My original concept was that like each like element had like a human that like could like have it. So like it's less like Avatar where like there's one with like all four elements or whatever. Like a lot of people have like, you know, a element. It's just there's only four people who have an element, and it's like whoever like a spirit chooses basically. But I eventually got rid of the idea of there being three other humans because like right here you could see like I had like this like little dude plan to, you know, fit like this big monster or whatever. Um and I still am gonna have the monsters and like the thing, but my idea is that they don't have like a human that they're like attaching onto. They're finding like other ways to survive. I don't know what that is yet, but I'm gonna figure it out eventually. So, eventually I am just gonna make like a lore dump video. It's gonna be peak. So, we have successfully done fire. So, the next thing I want to do is, my goodness gracious, I've already used a lot of this sketchbook. That's okay. So, the next thing I want to do is, wait, what was the next? Well, you know what? I already did a lot of, I feel like I had like some earth elements on my last one, so this one, to give myself kind of like a break or like a refresher, I'm going to do air this time. So we have fire right there. And this time we are working on air. I think I had earth right here. It doesn't matter though. It's just to show what I have designed, what I'm going to design, and what I haven't designed yet. So, with that, I think I'm going to go change my record player out so I can have some more music. And let's see what I got, because I'm a bit slow. I don't remember what stuff I have. Yeah, sure, I'll play this one next. That's cool. Alright, so I will be right back. Stick it in here right now. Now, Side A. There we go. And I am back. So, here we go. So, similarly, this is bad, I can't speak. Similar, this is horrible. This is atrocious. But anyway, start with the thumbnail sketch just like I did with fire. So I'm just gonna kind of scribble along here. So I'm gonna try to make it actually, like fit this time. I'm gonna make this one like a cloud monster, because that's kind of stuff I associate air with, even though it's more so water than anything. But it has to do with the sky, and the sky is air in it, so, close enough. I'm going to make it more puffy than the fire one, so you can actually, like, tell the difference between what I'm drawing right now. So, maybe his face is, like, really puffy or something. I could do something like this. I was saying I was going to start off like a thumbnail sketch, but I have an idea here, so I'm going to work with it. So, something I want to do is come up with, like, a different body type. I think that's, like, something important to do, so I'm just going to add, like, random circles and shit, because I've seen that, like, work before with designing monsters, and you can make, like, connections between it. All the stuff have overlapping ones. So it kind of just, like, helps to make, like, a shape that isn't, going to be the same as the previous one I did. And I could, like, have, like, that. Could get rid of the circle, like, right here. And now we have, like, this thing right here. And something that I think would be interesting to do is, I basically just gave myself an idea or whatever, which is the point. But something I want to do is maybe give it, like, tentacles of some sort. And, like, they're almost like lightning strikes. Because he's kind of like a cloudy, or not kind of, it just, like, is like a cloud, so. Here's, like, lightning strike. I'm gonna try to draw a little bit lighter for this one. So there's another one. I'm just gonna go all the way around his body. Gonna give him some more distinguished, or I guess defined, lines. Make it more random, less just circles. Because that's more how clouds are. So, I think this is like a good concept. I'm gonna add just a few more. Then I could start working on some of the bigger details. So, this is what I have so far. And I would maybe say, like, I could make it like a spider web or something like that. Like, that would be cool. But I don't think that, like, really relates to air, like, at all. So, I guess, something I will, it just has to be more so related to clouds. So, or not like clouds, but like air. So like, I'm trying to think of stuff. Maybe I could have something like a tornado somehow, like be implemented into it. But I don't quite know how to do that. Like I could add just like more like little things or whatever, but that would be kind of, I don't want to say boring, but it wouldn't look right. So maybe something I could do is like it's like a beard almost, and it just has like these tornadoes. It could like stretch out, which I think I'm gonna write as a note for myself because I'm not gonna remember what these are to like attack. So he's like 3 tornadoes right here. So he has a tornado beard. And he can stretch them out to attack. Like plant them on the ground. That is not how you spell stretch. Jesus Christ. Probably still isn't how you spell stretch, but I don't care. Ground to attack. And like the lightning can be used like a jellyfish thing. So he has lightning tentacles. I'm gonna draw an arrow to it. Lightning tentacles. So he can use them to attack like a jellyfish. Which I get, that might seem more like a water type thing, but hey, I'm mixing stuff up here a little bit. I gotta make it creative somehow. Or like a whip, kinda. But I already called it a tentacle, it doesn't matter. I could just put slash whip. Like a jellyfish sting slash whip. I do want to add an eye, but like I feel like that would be like stealing like Krakow or whatever. I don't want to get my ass sued by Nintendo. Not today, fam. Not today. So these tornadoes look like shit, but I'm going to fix them at some point. So I guess more lore that I could drop right now is that basically my idea with the spirits is that the team, which I haven't introduced yet on the stream, but I have last stream, Death, Alinta, and Elda. Alinta is the fire one, by the way. Is that basically to help them on their quest or whatever, they have to go to the or not have to, but it would be a good idea to go to the elemental spirits to try and gain their powers so they could be of help on their journey. And not even so much like gain, but like they could like then like summon them or whatever. So that is like their whole reason for really existing, and to give Alinta's firepower more purpose or whatever. That way it's not like, oh, she's the only one that has it. No, it has like a real like world building concept or whatever. So I think that's like a decent idea. So maybe he could have like a big mouth. I think that would be like a cool idea. Goes up like that. Maybe he has like humanish teeth. So now we have that. I'm going to add more. These look like weird ears, honestly, so I'm gonna try and make them look less like that. So I'm gonna like add some stuff back here. So that is that. And then, so instead of giving him like, I guess like two, or no, not two, one eye, I could give him two eyes to make him less like a rip-off Kracko, I guess. I'm gonna try and make them very humanoid. Because I like the idea of having something unsettling in a story that isn't really horror. So it's like, it's just like enough to where it, you know, it's not like over the top or whatever, but it's like it could make you a bit unsettled or whatever. So it's not like necessarily meant to be creepy, but it can have the ability to creep people out a little bit without it being like bloody monster gore thing. And I think that's cool when it could be pulled off correctly. So I'm gonna probably need to work on this guy a little bit to make him not seem so like disconnected from the rest of the cast or whatever. And I think that's gonna be a fun challenge. Because he's not creepy, it just looks weird, and I think that's kind of what I'm going for. I'm gonna draw the highlights right there. And maybe like a reason for him to be like a bit more eerie is that he doesn't like visitors or something like that. I don't know. Like just you could come up with lore basically, make it fit with the design, and then it's like it's fun, you know. So I'm gonna give him like some like puffiness around the eyes. It's like clouds maybe. These tornadoes don't look good. Just you're gonna have to go with it. So I'm gonna have like some shadow like under here. Give him that extra eye detail. And I actually do feel kind of happy with him. Like, I'm going to obviously improve him at some point, but for right now, I am pretty happy with how he's turned out. So, I am going to keep him this way for the time being. And just so I could save more space, because I was just saying how, like, I'm already almost running out of pages. And I'm gonna need to, like, have, like, a lot more concepts down for, like, areas and stuff like that. I'm going to need to save as much space as possible. I mean, granted, I have other things, but I would like to keep it in, like, one sketchbook. So, we are going to work on both of these at the same time. And I have finished air, so now we are going to move on to earth. So, an idea I have for him is that he's like a golem type thing, kind of like the ones in Minecraft or whatever. And that way I can just make something cool, like maybe it has like flowers on it or whatever. So I can like make them either out of like rocks or plants. I feel like both of those work. So I guess to start designing, this one's gonna be like the most human like out of all of them. So really I'm just gonna have like this. This is the head, very square head. Like I said, it's gonna be very similar to like the Minecraft golem, to be completely honest. I am going to give him extremely long arms. I think that's a fun idea. So we're connected like that. I'm gonna give him some more like defined shapes. And then I could do this. So this is his arms. And maybe most times his arms are like, or not his arms, his hands are like balled up like this, kind of like how like a gorilla walks around. The hand is atrocious, just let me cook or something, I don't know. So now we have this. I want to make him look a little bit more muscular. Because he's strong, he's earthy, he's like tanky kinda. He is high defense. I feel like that's how I would look at him. It's not even like it's like a video game either. Like my true plan for this is to make like a graphic novel. So I find it interesting to think about stuff like that, but I guess it's just with how many games I've played across my lifetime. There's some things that are just kind of instilled in me. Made out of rocks. I feel like I should put that note at the side. So this is not how muscles look, but this is not a human, so it doesn't really matter. I think the difference is I'm gonna give him like a really long chest compared to the others. So I would like to make the two eyes more far apart, so I think I'll do that at some point for the cloud guy. So, and he's kind of built like he's got like this, and then his like legs are like really short or something. Just let me cook, chat. It looks bad right now, but just trust me. It's gonna come out good. Or you know what? Screw this. He doesn't even have legs. He's just gonna have feet. He just has feet at the bottom. So it's just gonna be like, kind of like this. So maybe like in here there's like plants and shit. That's like kind of allowing him to walk around like it's like legs. But it's really not. Because it's connected, but there's like a hole in between. I don't know. So that is what we have. I do not know how to draw feet. Like this is the heel, and then like, this is so bad. But you know, that's kind of the fun of it, honestly. So now we have something like that. I think something that would be kind of cool is like, you know, it's like these like vines, kind of like this. They kind of just like come off and like this. I feel like I'm gonna make him more like blocky than he is. So there's his feet, chat. I can't be bothered to draw feet right now. He's gonna have like a little like noodle of vines hanging him up or something. His eyes are just like this, they're like all the way out here. Not gonna lie, I feel like he looks kind of stupid. Not gonna lie. Just not gonna lie. I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. He looks very, very, very non-threatening, honestly. So, you know what? You know what I'm gonna do? We are going to just... I'm gonna get rid of this arm. That way I still kind of have like the concept here just in case I'm gonna come back to it. But this way I also have more room to draw the other concept or whatever. So, maybe like, I mean, I think something that would help is like getting rid of that derpy face, but maybe something I could do is like, he doesn't really like have like a head, like, going to just try and sketch. I'm gonna try to make a monster purely out of squares and like rectangles. That way it has like that blocky vibe I'm going for. I'm just making it random. That way I could kind of just do whatever. So, this is what we got going so far. I don't know what's gonna really come out of this, but it's gonna work. So, like I could connect these however I want. I don't really know what this is going to turn into. I'm just gonna have one like out here. That way I could get more of like an interesting shape going on. Now I'm just gonna start like adding lines and stuff. because that's gonna help me a lot, actually. So I kind of have just like this like blob right now, and I think something that would help is I'm gonna choose what I like out of this, and then I'm just gonna kind of make a creature out of it. I give him like a little like toe or something right there. You know what? Maybe this could work. Like maybe because like I'm looking at this right now, and it looks like this could be like a head almost. This is like a torso or like the middle section of the body. This is the chest, and it could kind of overlap like this too. This is like the weird neck. This is an arm. This is also an arm. And then maybe he could just like pull himself around like using stuff. So maybe he's gonna have like these like tentacle type arms, kind of similar to him, or not arms, but like hands. And they're like vines or whatever, really. So I guess not tentacle, but vine hands. And that's how he uses to, or that's how he like pulls himself around. So he's kind of like this. And then something I could do is I could give him like spikes maybe somewhere, like thorns almost. So I could like put those like right there. And then I guess his head I'm just gonna make like extremely like deformed, so it's like a natural looking like rock or something. I don't know, I think that works. So I think that's pretty good. It's not the best, but it's better than this design. I feel like this one has more potential to work with here. And I am kind of getting tired right now, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know why. I'm more energetic at night for some reason. I am just not a morning or afternoon person, I guess, because it's 2 by this point. But nonetheless, I will keep going. I just want to finish this guy up, and then I will be making some more monster guys later tonight. And that the next time it's just gonna be like the basic enemies our heroes will encounter during their travels to stop the virus. So I am excited for that because I feel like I could kind of go crazy with those designs. I can make them like glitchy stuff like that. Because like with these ones, I was kind of at the limits of, I guess, like certain themes or whatever. And or it's not even just certain themes. It's just that the theme for the regular monsters is something that I feel like has a lot more possibility for me. Just because I'm more creative with that. I don't know why. So maybe it's just a me thing, I don't know. But I am nonetheless excited. So So I'm gonna give him more like that. And then maybe something I could do is trying to think about it. Like, I could. I don't know. I think. He's got like, I don't know, just like little rocks surrounding him that he like throws at the gang. So he's just got like this. Almost done the circle. The circle of rocks. So I guess for him it could be like the way that he needs to be defeated is, or persuaded to join or whatever, is that so since he's like he doesn't have very good mobility, but he does have high like range and stuff like that because he can literally just throw shit at you, or the gang rather. Um, it can make it so like if they get rid of like these like tentacle arms or whatever, then that's like the best suitable way to, or not tentacle arms, but like hands, the vine hands, and that's like the best way to beat him because then he literally can't do anything. I could give him like, let me think. Hmm. Let me trying to cook. Yo, bro. Hello. I am doing pretty good. How about you? I don't know if you're still in chat because there was like nobody there for like the past like the hour or so. So I was not really looking at that. So I'm so sorry for missing your message, but um if you are still there at some point, I thank you so much for hopping on stream, man. How's it been? Because I am a bit of a lazy bum, so I wasn't checking chat, which when I should have. I was trying to lock in on this dude. So, here we go. Alright, I actually like that. So, maybe something else he has. I don't know, maybe he just has like vines like down here, because why not? Just because I need something else to design. Yeah, so maybe it's just like that. He's just kind of like a stationary thing, but like he has, it's like the problem that's like getting up to him. So I think with this, I've been streaming for like over an hour by this point. I think I could wrap up this session for right now, and then I will gladly stream later tonight. Um, because I feel like I am running out of energy to draw right now. All my creative ideas are just like kind of like going out the window. So, with that, thank you so much for watching, everybody. This has been a fun stream for me to do, although I am slightly tired for some reason. I don't know, just happens. And I appreciate all the just people who were here at some point. So thank you so much for watching, and that is it.